What is up, everybody? Moritz here from Section Store once again. Today's video is going to be a little bit different to the ones I did so far, because today I'm going to explain how you can add custom CSS to your Section Store components. It's definitely a way how you can improve the customization of your sections, because we do have some limitations, of course, but I'm doing it myself as well. And I'm just going to give you a little example on this project I'm working on myself, actually. It's a surfboard brand in my hometown. And yeah, this section we're going to be using for this tutorial. It's also part of Section Store, so you can get it in our store. And I'll say we just jump right into it. Okay, we're here in the theme editor. It's the Section Store easy setup slider. We're going to click right onto it. And if we scroll all the way down, we're going to see custom CSS here. A thing I definitely want to do, and we got asked quite a lot already in our tutorials, is how you can change the font if we don't offer it right here. It's done in a few easy steps and actually just requires one line of code. It's not too hard, actually. So here we can see in the rest of the store, we have a primary font. I think every store has this primary font. You can also select a secondary font. It's usually done here in the theme settings. So now we get this section, and the first thing we notice is that we have a different font. That's not ideal, of course. And to actually target that font, a thing I'm always doing is I open the actual homepage. So let's open up the custom CSS. So you can see here we paste in the code, and there it's opened up already. I'm going to show you again. This is the section. I'm going to click on those three little dots up here. Then I go to Tools, Developer Tools, and then here on top left of this little thing here, you can click on that little cursor, and then we're going to select this thing right here. So we click on it, and now we get the easy setup. So what we want to be focusing on actually is the easy setup title, because that's the one we want to edit. So we're going to double click it, copy it, and now we can already play around in this thing right here. So here you can see we get some margin, we get the font size and everything. So we can actually see, okay, this thing is the one we want to edit. First thing we're going to do is go back to our theme editor, put a point first, and there we have the easy setup title already, but we're going to paste it in again. And then we need those two things right here. And that's where you put in the CSS. And the thing we wanted to edit was the font, which one we actually want to use. And we want to use the primary font for headlines in this case. So I'm going to go back to the editor. And the best thing to do again is just click on one headline right here, which is already using the font. So we're just going to try this one, the title. And let's try another one, this one right here. Perfect, there we can see it. And now we scroll down a little bit, and here we can see font family, var, font heading family. So we're gonna copy this right here, because here we can see this variable right here is using the primary font. Then we head back inside our little exclamations here, paste that in, and as you can see, the font already changed to our primary font. What we also want to do this on is the rest of this text right here. So I also want this text to be the same font as that. So I'm just gonna go to a new one right here and inspect the thing again. So here we can see it's inside the custom card title one. And I think it's the only link we're using in this whole section. So here I could also just type in A, instead one of those. So here we actually target both classes. So this has changed as well. I think I'm happy with that. And the thing I also want to change, which already did, is the button down here. Also, let's say I'm not happy with those three little 1, 2, 3s here. So I'm just gonna go back Click on one of them. Okay, I see it's the custom card index. I copy that class, go down here again, paste it in, open it up, and I want it to disappear. So I'm going to say display none, and there it is. So the focus is more on the photos itself. And one last thing I want to do is target this button right here. So I'm not happy with the font being purple in this case. I want it to be white to have a better contrast. So I'm targeting this button right here. And first thing I want to be looking for is the actual color. And we can already edit it inside here. So if I delete that, I just click on the color, you can see it's directly changing. So we change the color to white. I'm going to copy this real quick, already paste it in here. And the next thing we need, of course, is the class itself. So we go on the button again. You can see it's SS, custom CTA, call to action button. So we, same thing again, paste in the thing, put in the marks, paste that in there. And in the next step, we already have it. And if you're not happy with the, let's say the orange, you can also just say none. And we're getting rid of that. But of course, we want to have it in this case. So yeah, that is that. Let's save it up real quick and have a look at it, how it's going to look in the live editor. Maybe let's, yeah, here you can see, you can play around with those classes a little bit and then simply just copy that whole block and it's going to give you all the changes you've done inside your custom CSS classes. I think that's looking pretty sweet. I haven't reloaded it yet. Sorry for that. Let's close that real quick. Sweet. So we got our primary font right here and the rest is done as well. There's another section I'm just going to give you a quick example of I used in the store where I also used custom CSS. This is the scrolling features section right here. I think it's a pretty good use case as well. I'm going to show you what I edited and how you can do it as well. So here I added those three suns. Usually it is meant to be only for one icon, so I had to do some tweaking for that. So I went into the sectioner, went all the way down again, and here you can see I also changed the font to our primary font we've been using, and I added some margin to that whole thing. So it makes sure there is enough space for the font. And the thing I had to do is actually give it a width of 100 pixels, because if I don't do that, you can see it's going to look like that. That's definitely not ideal. So if it has a fixed width, if it has a fixed width, we can be sure it actually looks like that. Often there is a lot of tweaking to be done. It is not the perfect way of doing things, I think, regarding the CSS. I think the ideal way of actually editing your sections is inside the edit code thing and then look for the section, but that often requires getting a developer. And yeah, it's quite complicated. And I think if you just try it around a little bit with that, you should come to a pretty good solution at the end, because it's not a witchcraft. And for easier things like that, like changing the font, and also you can see right here, we can change the font size as well. Let's just do pixels. So here you can see as well, it's just a few lines of code and you can do some pretty nice changes already. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of that and we're going to have a look at it again. So yeah, that's how it's looking in the live version. And that's the changes we've been doing right here. And yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I hope you guys found that useful. This is, of course, usable for all kind of sections, not even in ours, but I think section store combined with the custom CSS can be pretty powerful. And if you play around with it a little bit, I think you get pretty good at it. But yeah, that was it from my side. I hope you guys found that useful. If you did, leave a like, follow, whatever you think is nice. And yeah, definitely keeps the motivation up for us to make more videos. And have a good one, guys. Peace out.